I'm going straight through him.
Woo!
He won't have to wait. He don't have to find me. All the running I'm going to do is right at him. He ain't got to worry about finding me.
I like Mike. There's just no appetite for this. It just doesn't make sense. The other thing is Mike having to pull out because of ulcers. Like that f***ed it all up. Jake's team's brilliant, so maybe it's a Trojan horse, like I've said before. Hey, just get this across. We'll get the views, and then they're going to sign 3 fights, some sort of deal, or he gets to the UFC. I don't know. I don't see the upside.
And what did you initially think when you heard that Mike Tyson was going to be getting in the ring with Jake?
I was thinking that Jake Paul was going to be in trouble because, you know, Mike Tyson knows how to throw great body punches, great headshots. And, you know, we just have to see if he's going to do them in the ring. I'm hoping that he'll do that.
Mike Tyson has reportedly considered pulling out of his highly anticipated fight against social media star Jake Paul due to unexpectedly low ticket sales. Tyson, known for his electric presence in the ring, is rumored to be frustrated by the lack of fan interest in what was expected to be one of the year's most talked about boxing spectacles. While both camps initially anticipated a huge turnout and a frenzy of ticket sales, the slower than expected response has sparked concerns, leading Tyson to contemplate withdrawing from the event.
I fancy myself a marketer. I don't get how you're going to twist this one where it's compelling. You want to get people intrigued with this fight? Make it bare knuckle. Like, oh, Jake gets hit with a bare knuckle. Mike Tyson, this thing's over. And I saw Mike Tyson on an interview with Henry Cejudo. He's like, what is age? They tell you you're that old, but I don't feel 50. You're like, oh, okay, this is it. Then you're 58.
When news of the Tyson-Paul matchup first broke, fans and media alike were buzzing about the unique pairing of a boxing icon and a viral internet sensation. But as the date drew closer, enthusiasm seemed to cool. Many fans began to question the authenticity of the matchup, with some doubting Jake Paul's abilities against someone with Tyson's experience, while others expressed concerns over Tyson's age and safety in the ring. This skepticism may have played a significant role in the surprisingly slow ticket sales. Sources close to Tyson's team have suggested that his publicized threat to pull out may be a tactical move to ignite a sense of urgency and rekindle interest in the fight. Tyson is known for his marketing savvy, and some analysts believe this could be a calculated way to ramp up the stakes and push fans into purchasing tickets. Tyson knows how to get people talking. The possibility of him backing out raises the stakes, and that might be just what this fight needs to get people back on board.
New video, y'all. And apparently Jake Paul and Mike Tyson were urged to make their fight bare knuckle because of low ticket sales.
On the other side, Jake Paul has been working overtime to keep fan enthusiasm alive. The YouTuber-turned-boxer quickly took to social media to reassure fans that the fight is still on, urging his followers not to miss out on a historic showdown. Paul's promotional efforts have included behind-the-scenes training footage, trash-talking Tyson in interviews, and hyping up the clash as a generational battle between old school versus new school. However, with Tyson's potential withdrawal looming, Paul's team is reportedly doubling down on last-minute promotions to ensure fans turn up in droves. The boxing world has had mixed reactions to the fight, with some purists dismissing it as a circus match rather than a legitimate competition. Critics argue that pairing a legendary former heavyweight champion with an influencer with a relatively short boxing career was a gamble from the start. Many boxing fans may be reluctant to support what they see as a gimmicky exhibition match rather than a serious sporting event.
Honestly, I doubt that's going to make a difference. The reason this isn't getting as much exposure and getting that many ticket sales is because, one, people thought this fight was canceled. I was about to say were.
However, others point out that Jake Paul's previous fights against athletes and personalities like Ben Askren and Tyrone Woodley drew significant crowds and pay-per-view buys. They argue that the real issue could be a misjudgment of the audience's desire to see Paul face an aging Tyson. If Tyson does indeed decide to step back, it would be a huge blow to the event. Not only would it disappoint fans who have already purchased tickets, but it would also risk tarnishing Tyson's reputation for professionalism. For Jake Paul, a cancellation could be a significant setback, as he's worked hard to cement his image as a serious fighter by taking on well-known opponents. Rumors have already begun to circulate about potential replacement opponents, but finding someone with Tyson's star power on short notice would be a tall order. In the event of a withdrawal, the fight's organizers might consider issuing refunds or offering a rescheduled date to keep the hype alive, though logistical challenges abound.
You see his sparring session where the guy faked being knocked down?
Yes,
that
I saw
was
that.
beautiful. He took a fall. He took a dive.
That inside fighting, Mike, with those hands.
Meanwhile, Jake Paul opened up about a gut-wrenching setback he faced when legendary boxer Mike Tyson had to delay their much-anticipated fight. The bout was originally set for July, but an unexpected health crisis sent Tyson to the hospital, where doctors discovered a 2.5-inch bleeding ulcer. In order to give himself more time to rest and prepare, Tyson postponed their fight to November 15th after receiving medical advice. With the rescheduled bout now on the horizon, and as many as 80,000 excited fans set to fill the Texas venue, Paul, who holds an impressive record of 10 wins from 11 professional fights, admitted that he was heartbroken upon first hearing the news. He shared his initial reaction in a Netflix documentary. Paul disclosed, "When I received the news that he was out and not able to fight, I was just numb. I was just like, I'm the type of person who likes a schedule and likes to know what I'm doing. This just threw a wrench in all of that. There was nothing I could do. It was out of my control." Paul has also considered the enormity of the chance this gives for his career, demonstrating the magnitude of the postponed bout. He added, "Nobody can tell Mike Tyson what to do, and if he wants to fight me, of course I'm going to say yes. This is the opportunity of a lifetime to fight one of the two most famous boxers to ever live, Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. I look at Mike Tyson as a killer, so I never really expected something like this." On the other hand, Mike Tyson is done with being labeled old and has just made a huge announcement about what's set to unfold on November 15th at the Cowboys Stadium. At 58, the former boxing champion is as confident as ever in his strength. He'll be stepping into the ring to take on Jake Paul, vowing to massacre the YouTuber and make a powerful statement. "I have to catch him and slaughter him," said Mike Tyson for TalkSport. The Brooklyn native is obviously aiming for a decisive knockout victory over YouTuber Jake Paul and does not want any uncertainties in the ring. Despite their strong connection, Mike Tyson stated in the interview that Jake sometimes believes his own lies. However, when the bell rings, that camaraderie remains outside the ring. When you're in a big fight, you have to fool yourself and believe you're someone you're really not. He's got himself into a good mess, was Tyson's message to Paul, who has always been known for his big mouth. Iron Mike was determined to showcase the experience and raw power that had defined his career, aiming not only for a win, but for a hefty payday. With a remarkable record of 50 victories, 44 by knockout, and only 6 losses, his reputation was anything but unearned. Few boxers in history could boast of knocking out Mike Tyson, but Lennox Lewis is one of them. Now, the legendary fighter has weighed in on the anticipated showdown between Tyson and Jake Paul, delivering a stern warning to the YouTuber-turned-boxer. The spotlight is ready to shine once more on Mike Tyson as he makes his highly anticipated return to the boxing ring. Following months of intricate negotiations, the legendary former undisputed heavyweight champion is gearing up to face a new generation fighter, a rising star with a massive online fan base. The significant age difference is seen by many analysts as a potential game changer, with Paul likely to use his speed to counter Tyson's experience and raw power. Yet, there are those who believe Tyson's lasting strength is being overlooked. Revered as one of boxing's all-time greats, he continues to earn respect, even from former adversaries who have bested him. In 2002, Lennox Lewis made history by becoming one of the few to knock out Tyson. Now, he shared his thoughts on Tyson's upcoming bout with Paul, advising the YouTuber to brace for a tough challenge. Lennox said, "I was thinking Jake Paul was going to be in trouble because Mike Tyson knows how to throw big body shots, big head shots. We just have to see if he's going to do it in the ring. I hope he does. I'll be there, and it's going to be exciting." During a recent training session, Mike Tyson reportedly lost his composure, sparking a heated and almost physical clash with his coach. The iconic fighter, renowned for his fierce temper and relentless intensity, was deep into a demanding training routine when tensions flared. As frustrations mounted, Tyson's emotions seemed to reach a breaking point, nearly leading to a face-off with his coach. Although the situation was ultimately calm, it has left fans and onlookers worried about Tyson's mindset as he gears up for his highly anticipated match against Jake Paul.
Today was the day, you know. Play with fire, sometimes happen.
Tyson's journey back into the ring has been marked by relentless focus and a fierce drive to reclaim his past greatness. Yet, the recent incident hints that the intense pressures of preparation may be weighing heavily on the former heavyweight champion. Renowned for his raw power and unyielding aggression in the ring, Tyson has long been a complex character, with his intensity frequently bleeding into both his personal life and his training. The recent clash with his coach harks back to Tyson's early years, when his training camps were frequently disrupted by similar confrontations. His fierce intensity, though essential to his rise, has proven to be both a gift and a curse, sparking episodes of volatility that have at times jeopardized his career. This latest outburst underscores the challenges Tyson confronts as he strives for a comeback at 58. The key question now is whether Tyson can harness his fierce energy constructively, or if these emotional flare-ups will become a pattern as he presses forward in his preparations. His coach, a constant presence in this training camp, faces the delicate task of keeping Tyson's emotions in check to maintain his focus and readiness for the upcoming fight. This incident has undeniably intensified the suspense around Tyson's comeback, leaving fans more eager than ever to see how he'll perform in the ring after such a charged moment in training.
I had the right hand. Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Sit across. Sit across. Sit one jab. Sit across and then roll.
As concerns mount over Mike Tyson's health, especially after his recent struggle with ulcers and turning 58, the combat sports world is on edge. Many worry that a return to the ring against the problem child this November could pose serious risks for the boxing icon. Speaking to TMZ Sports, Jake Paul mentioned there's currently no backup fighter lined up in case Tyson can't make it to the ring, leaving everyone but Paul himself without a contingency plan. He said, "I don't have concerns, he's doing great. He's super healthy behind the scenes and feeling great. That's what we're focused on, and there's not a backup currently. A pro fight means war, and I don't take it lightly. You can get seriously hurt or injured in there, so if you're not there to go to war, then you should just get out." Though Paul, Tyson, and the promoters have repeatedly offered reassurances, many combat sports experts, including UFC commentator Joe Rogan, contend that this boxing match shouldn't happen at all. "I wish he didn't do it. I wish it wasn't a thing," he told UFC welterweight champion Belal Muhammad on the latest episode of the JRE podcast. Rogan added, "I wish it wasn't a thing where a 58-year-old guy was going to fight a 28-year-old. That said, I fully support his desire to do it. What is he going to live forever? No, he's not going to live forever. And maybe he wants one more shot at it. Maybe his body can do one more fight." While Rogan admitted that the iconic boxing champion still captivates fans worldwide with his impressive mitt work, he highlighted that this falls short of the demands of a full-scale training regimen. He said, "He looks great on the mitts, but it's like I can look good on the mitts, especially if you're watching 30-second clips. What you want to see is him sparring or hitting the bag for multiple rounds. I want to see how your feet move, if you're off balance when you throw combinations." Rogan then added, "But he's 58. I love that guy. I'm a gigantic fan of his. The question is, how much does he have left today? 58 today is not 58 when I was 21. It's a different 58, and especially if they're not testing him." Despite ongoing concerns about Tyson's health, both the veteran commentator and the welterweight champion expressed their eagerness to witness the drama set to unfold on November 15th. Rogan said, "How much does he want to do? Is he doing it for money? How much does he have left in the tank? Those are all questions that'll make me buy the PPV. I'm going to feel bad if he gets knocked out. Conventional wisdom would say that this is a terrible fight. Conventional wisdom would say there's a 28-year-old with knockout power. Real fast, young, athletic, and bold as shit. So far, Mike Tyson has shown no signs of being anything less than fully prepared for fight day. While the initial delays were attributed to an ulcer issue, he has since been highly visible, sharing glimpses of his intense training sessions and making frequent public appearances. All signs suggest he's in top shape and ready for the much-anticipated November match. Acknowledging his age as a crucial element, Tyson has requested tailored adjustments for this fight to balance the odds against an opponent 3 decades younger. The bout will feature shorter rounds, encouraging both fighters to bring higher intensity to each exchange. This change is intended to dissuade Paul from a cautious approach in the early rounds, which might allow him to simply wear Tyson down before launching an offensive. Yet, boxing remains a relentless sport, and only time will show how well Tyson's endurance holds through the challenge ahead. Mike Tyson radiates an unwavering confidence in his potential to triumph, a reflection of his legendary status in the world of boxing. Yet, the burning question lingering in the air is whether his storied past can still stand up to the modern challenge presented by Jake Paul. While figures like actor Russell Crowe may prefer to leave that mystery unsolved, the excitement continues to build. All eyes are on the possibility of this showdown, as we eagerly await its potential to become reality and see how it will play out. The notion that Mike Tyson would knock him out was dismissed by Jake Paul. He said, "Mike is big and beefy and thick and strong. Francis Ngannou actually said that he thinks Mike's gonna knock me out, which is funny. But I do have to be careful in the early rounds because Mike has that crazy punching power. It's no surprise surprised that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson's upcoming boxing match has faced its fair share of criticism. One prominent critic is Eddie Hearn, who voiced his concerns during the promotion of Saturday's super middleweight showdown between Diego Pacheco and Maciej Sulecki. The Matchroom chairman didn't hold back, expressing why he believes Tyson should reconsider stepping into the ring this November. He said, "What on earth are we doing? I'm lucky enough to have a business where we don't need to do that, and I never will do that. Anyone that thinks that Tyson should be in the ring right now either doesn't have his best interests at heart or is an idiot." Hearn further added, Mike Tyson left the sport of boxing, which was, 20 years ago? I don't know, something like that. You honestly think that a fighter that was shot to pieces 20 years ago should now be coming back? The fact that Tyson is being paired with a social media influencer with limited boxing experience does not make his return any more palatable for Hearn. He said, "I know he's only fighting Jake Paul, but it doesn't matter. Jake Paul's a powerful kid. He trains every day. He can punch." Hearn finds Tyson's return all the more unbearable, given that he is teamed with a social media personality who has never boxed before. He added, "I know he is only fighting Jake Paul, but it doesn't matter. Jake Paul's a powerful kid. He trains every day. He can punch." Hearn's perspective on the Tyson versus Paul bout might seem blunt, but it remains steadfast in its consistency. Upon the fight's announcement in March, the promoter called it very sad, though he recognized its appeal to a wider audience beyond the traditional boxing fan base. "It's a big event. I understand people are going to watch it, and it's entertainment, I guess. But for someone that idolized the guy growing up, yeah, not the best day," he told Fight Hub TV. Hearn is no stranger to the celebrity-driven world of boxing, a realm where this upcoming fight finds a natural home. In 2019, Matchroom played a pivotal role in the much-hyped clash between Logan Paul, Jake's older brother, and fellow YouTube sensation KSI. Since then, Hearn has remained focused on the more traditional and respected corners of the sport. I get the business. I'm not criticizing them, but for me, no thank you. Not in a million years," he said. Mike Tyson, the iconic heavyweight champion known for his fierce fighting style and remarkable career, has always embraced a challenge head-on. So when Floyd Mayweather recently took aim at Jake Paul for choosing to face Tyson in the ring, calling it disrespectful and questioning Paul's readiness, Tyson didn't hesitate to fire back. He swiftly countered Mayweather's criticism, firmly stating his position on the matter.
Down that pipe, see that man right there controlling the camera?
This guy right here?
Yeah, right down that pipe. Tell people who are out there saying we think Mike's too old for this fight. Tell them what you think about that.
If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me in my face.
Whoa.
You won't.
As Tyson prepares for his high-stakes fight with Jake Paul, he wasted no time responding to Mayweather's recent comments. In a fiery interview, clearly irritated by the criticism, Tyson shot back, telling Mayweather to stay out of his affairs. He underscored his decades of experience in the ring, having battled some of the fiercest competitors and triumphed over numerous obstacles. With unwavering confidence, Tyson made it clear that no one had the right to dictate who he could step into the ring with. Tyson emphasized that the decision to square off against Jake Paul wasn't a light one. He acknowledged Paul's dedication to intense training and his audacity in taking on one of the sport's most feared icons. Tyson praised Paul's determination and courage, noting how rare it is for someone to willingly enter a battle most would shy away from. He also reminded everyone how easy it is to pass judgment from the sidelines, suggesting that even someone as seasoned as Mayweather should hold back from criticizing without fully grasping the immense preparation involved in such a challenge.
Floyd's a great fighter, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He had 50 fights and he said, listen, Sugar Ray Robinson had 47 fights. He lost one, then he had 78 fight. Then he had a 78-fight winning streak.
Yeah, but you even
He had 47, lost one, then 78 winning streak.
But even more
like
modern than that.
Knockout.
Look at Julio Cesar Chavez.
Woo.
He was 84-0,
He
right?
was 89, 90 and 0 before he lost.
89-0.
Tyson took the opportunity to defend Jake Paul against Mayweather's criticisms, praising Paul for stepping up to face legitimate opponents in boxing. He pointed out that many were quick to judge Jake because of his past, but Tyson insisted that Paul's dedication to the sport was sincere and not just for show. In Tyson's eyes, Jake was consistently training, putting in the effort, and refining his abilities, something that deserved recognition. He emphasized that the true mark of a fighter lies in their heart, and Jake had shown time and again that he was willing to take risks, far beyond what most of his critics could ever claim to do. Tyson reflected on his early days in boxing, recalling the doubts and skepticism he faced as a newcomer. He underscored Paul's resilience, noting that every champion starts from modest origins. Tyson emphasized that the courage it takes to step into the ring deserves both acknowledgement and respect. Tyson was unapologetically blunt in his clash with Mayweather, openly challenging his beliefs and hidden agendas. He suggested that Mayweather's flair for bold statements was a cover for his reluctance to face true competition, choosing instead to participate in simpler exhibitions. In contrast, Tyson underscored his commitment to taking on real challenges, expressing no desire to settle for effortless wins or simply chase lucrative payouts.
What does it mean when fighting gets you erect? What does that mean?
It's a good question. Means you're getting excited.
Yeah.
So that's going through your mind right now.
Well, that's how I get when I was a kid, and sometimes I get the twinkle.
He pointed out that Mayweather's criticisms appeared to be driven more by a desire to protect his own image than by any genuine passion for the sport. Tyson countered, asserting that boxing is bigger than any one person, even Mayweather. Emphasizing that his aim was never to seek validation but to challenge himself in the ring, Tyson boldly challenged Mayweather to step back into the arena if he had any issues to resolve. As the highly anticipated showdown between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul nears, Tyson's fiery retort to Mayweather has only fueled the excitement. Fans are buzzing with anticipation, questioning whether Tyson, now 58, can tap into the savage strength and intensity that defined his prime. Meanwhile, Jake Paul, determined to prove himself, remains unfazed by the doubt surrounding him, relentlessly pushing his training to new heights in preparation for what could be the most challenging fight of his career. Tyson's response to Mayweather highlights that, despite the years that have passed, his competitive drive is as intense as ever. Mayweather's comments may have unknowingly fueled a spark in Tyson, motivating him to produce a performance that could leave the world in awe. With the spotlight now on him and his words echoing with power, fans should prepare for an unforgettable display that promises to captivate all. Joe Rogan, a passionate combat sports enthusiast and former UFC advocate who has also expressed admiration for boxing in an ESPN interview, is certainly in a prime position to weigh in on the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul matchup. However, his assertive prediction that Iron Mike would come out on top, despite Tyson nearing his 60s, has raised eyebrows, with Chael Sonnen questioning the foundation of Rogan's confident outlook. Joe Rogan does make a statement. He says Mike Tyson, even at 58 years old, will still knock your head into the third realm. I don't know what evidence Joe has of that. That seems very lofty, Chael Sonnen said on his YouTube channel. Similar to Dana White, Joe Rogan holds the view that Mike Tyson still possesses a puncher's chance, owing to his lasting knockout power. On the other hand, Chael Sonnen argues that these assertions are baseless and unsupported by scientific evidence. Chael Sonnen added, the threat in the belief that just one punch and the last thing to go is their power. There's no scientific proof that the last thing to go within a fighter's skill set is his power. There is nothing quantifiable. That is just an expression that is put out. Amid skepticism from figures like Chael Sonnen about Mike Tyson's ability to take on Jake Paul, the legendary boxer appears to have reached a breaking point. In response, Iron Mike fired back with a firm warning to those questioning his chances against the YouTuber-turned-boxer. At a recent press event, Mike Tyson appeared visibly agitated when journalists probed into his health. Yet, in his latest appearance on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast, Tyson fiercely shut down his global critics. He praised Paul as a killer, expressing confidence in his ability to achieve greatness. With his characteristic intensity, Tyson boldly invited anyone questioning him to confront him face to face. If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come and tell me in my face, said Mike Tyson while giving a death stare to one of the cameras. For a brief moment, it appeared that the boxing legend had momentarily lost his cool, but the tension dissolved just as quickly as it had surfaced, leaving the podcast to wrap up with smiles all around. Still, witnessing Tyson in full fight mode is undeniably unsettling. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.